If you've been following my channel for a while, you'll know that I have a penchant for discovering properties that are steeped in history. There's something about these places, they have a unique character, as if the walls and the doors themselves carry stories from the past. It's not just about brick and mortar. It feels as though you're being transported to another time. Here I am presenting to you a recent discovery, the Hallery Coorg by Old Kent. This 150-year-old heritage estate has been thoughtfully revived and restored, and it's opening to the public in December 2024. But before I take you on my journey through Hallery, let's step back and explore the history of this estate. Old Kent Estates and the Hallery, two sister estates with a history that's deeply intertwined. Both were founded over a century ago by British colonial planters, and their legacy continues to thrive even today. I had the chance to sit down with the CEO of Old Kent, Mr. Sadat Sathak, who shared his vision of creating a seamless experience for guests. All right, morning Sadat. So tell us about the latest addition to the Old Kent family. Hallery are here.
So Hallery is the new property we're going to be launching this December.
Okay.
So we're in the final stages of the finishing touches and we're ready to invite guests.
Sure.
And I'm quite excited about Hallery because that also helps us grow the brand and the family, and it's a different addition to it. But at the same time, it's part of the Old Kent family.
Sure.
And it's a complimentary experience we'd like to offer the guests.
The land surrounding Hallery has witnessed some of the most captivating chapters of Coorg's past, a story that began long before the British even stepped foot here. You see, the name Haleri actually comes from the Haleri Dynasty, a royal family that ruled Coorg before the British even arrived. In fact, the Haleri were the last rulers before the British annexed Coorg in the early 19th century. Even though the British eventually took over, you can still find traces of the Haleri legacy throughout the Hallery estate, whether it's in the artifacts, the unique architecture, or the landscapes that echo of the Hallery rule. But let's step forward in time. After the British arrived in Coorg, the Hallery estate came into the hands of the Mangles brothers, a British family renowned for their vast plantations. The Mangles brothers didn't just own a bit of land, they managed a sprawling 3,000 acres of lush land, with Hallery being one of their prized estates. In fact, the British established Hallery estate in the 1860s, a few years after Old Kent Estates was established. When the British set up shop, they began distributing land for cultivation. Colonel William Rowland Wright was given the Old Kent to grow coffee, while the Mangles brothers took over the Hallery. This is when things started to change. The British didn't just farm, they introduced organized cultivation of cash crops like coffee, cardamom, pepper, and even avocado. Hallery estate started with a sprawling 400 acres, but today it covers 260 acres. Wait, so how did coffee even make its way to India? Well, it all started with a Sufi saint named Baba Budan. After his pilgrimage to Yemen, he came back with something truly precious, 7 raw coffee beans, hidden cleverly in his beard. Yes, you heard that right. Back then, coffee was a luxury and raw beans was nearly impossible to find. But Baba Budan, determined to bring this magic to India, planted those beans in Chikamagaluru, and from there, coffee started its journey across South India. Coorg, in particular, soon became one of the biggest coffee-producing regions in the country. The estate also holds relics from the Coorg Hunt, a thrilling event once organized by the Mangles brothers in Madikeri.
So Hallery had it was where the Mangles brothers organized the Coorg Hunt, where they used to get hounds and go hunting.
Sorry, what's the Coorg Hunt?
So that was an event that was organized in Madikeri, but organized by the Mangles brothers, who were managing the Hallery estate as well.
Okay.
And I believe at Hallery they had these pack of hounds.
Okay.
The different breeds, you have Saluki, you have Rajapalayam, that's the local breed.
Yeah.
Then you have, they call it the Chipipare.
Okay.
So they used to use these for hunting.
Okay.
Hunting hares, rabbits, fowls.
Sure. With all this rich history and heritage, I couldn't wait to experience my stay at the Hallery Coorg, the newest gem in the Old Kent family. The property is easily accessible, and as soon as you enter, you're greeted by a dreamy driveway that sets the perfect tone for your estate escape. All around you, it's nothing but acres and acres of coffee plants and grasslands. One of the most fascinating parts of the estate is the heritage block, which has stood the test of time for nearly 150 years. And you've got the heritage block in the Hallery estate,
Yes.
right? So what exactly is the heritage block?
So Heritage Block is where I believe Major John Arthur Graham,
Okay.
who was one of the managing directors of the Mangles Brothers Corporation. So
Okay.
he resided with his family.
Oh, okay.
So it must be at least 150 years old.
Wow.
So you'll see that you have the terracotta flooring, you
Yeah.
have the mangrove tiles,
Yeah.
and we've retained the old structure.
Sure.
So there was major renovation work that was required,
Yeah.
but we wanted to be as true to uh, the past building techniques
Yeah.
that were there to make sure that we can the legacy continues and we can recreate the moments that was there.
The property itself is absolutely stunning, with an aesthetic that's both charming and timeless. The architecture is something you want to take your time admiring. Each corner tells a story. The rooms are a feast for the eyes, each one painted in a unique color, giving the whole place a vibrant, eclectic feel. The high ceilings make everything feel spacious and airy, while the terracotta flooring adds a warm, earthy touch that perfectly complements the natural surroundings. Mr. Sadat was kind enough to take me on a stroll deep into the coffee estates. It was a peaceful, almost surreal experience, walking through rows and rows of coffee plants, soaking in the natural beauty and learning about the estate's heritage from Sadat himself.
You keep breeding. It's like survival of the fittest. So you want to make sure that the best plants are producing the offsprings.
Okay.
And so genetically weaker plants, that'll automatically get weakened and replanted. And then you want to select this is a very healthy plant. Here there are hardly any leaves. So that is not a healthy sign. You want to have the leaves and you want to have the thing. So then we'll have to give this some boost.
Okay.
But then it also depends on the mother plant and the genetics and all that comes into factor. And plus, this is maybe a little bit more open.
When I travel, I love to wander aimlessly, letting the place unfold on its own. No particular destination in mind. So I started driving around the estate, and out of nowhere, I stumbled upon this beautiful waterfall. It was one of those moments where you can't help but stop and appreciate the quiet beauty around you. Just the kind of surprise that makes exploring so bloody rewarding. If you're someone who loves history, if you're someone who has an eye for all things aesthetic, if you're someone who's looking for a peaceful holiday surrounded by nature, then Hallery Coorg is just the place for you.